Just gonna check if I'm live before we get started. This is always the annoying part. All right, checking my subscriptions. I should be on. All right, just checking if I'm on. Shalom, 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 shalom. All right, we're good. Okay, we are good. All right, so without further ado, say Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Ruach Kodash, Thawada Yahweh for giving us Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai in them. Double honors to the CT bishops, elders of GMS, our Big Akim, and greetings and salutations to the Akim in this country and all over the world, prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who are descendants, all right, from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. I am Yaquab, Lord willing, all right, ushering the King of the universe, King Yahushai, from the power of Yahweh. All right, so the title of the show is Burnt Ballot Boxes. All right, burnt ballot boxes, like you see on the screen here. And yeah, so this will not go over well. All right, so basically, today's the November the 4th, 2024, and tomorrow's the big day that we've been all been waiting for. You know what I mean? Especially the unbelievers of the Most High. You know, the unbelievers are all the people who are voting. You know, because the ones who believe in the Lord, you wouldn't vote for America, man. Okay? You believe the Most High, you're not voting for America. You're not voting, period. Okay, you voting for destruction. But anyway, so tomorrow's the big day of the choice, you know, the nation's choice of their next fake leader, who is chosen by your elites, by the way, your Rothschilds, Rockefellers. They're the ones who choose your leaders. But anyway, so you know, I've been wanting to do this show since last week. You know, things gonna happen with you know, my camera settings and me getting flat tires and all that kind of stuff. And even now, I'm still trying to work out the kinks with this webcam. But anyway, I saw this last 7 days ago. So I got an article I want to share, right? About, well, we're gonna read an article about the burnt ballot boxes, and I also have another article going into you know, the National Guard over there right here, as you see. National Guard troops on standby in Washington State, Oregon, and Nevada as a precaution for potential election unrest. I believe also there's some National Guard over there in Michigan, and you know, that trend is going to grow. Okay. But again, just touching on this, let me see, let's get some images here. There we go. That's a good one. So again, before I read the articles and get into the scriptures here, not gonna be too long, but the point is that, again, when you hear about burnt ballot boxes a week before the election decision, you know what I mean, it calls for suspect. All right. There was also, I forgot to mention, there was also a leak of the choice of the best, you know, of who's going to win the presidential candidate on ABC News. ABC reportedly leaked who was going to win or something like that. I don't know, people already know about it out there, but that was last week as well. and that caused more suspicion. You know, and their ABC was saying it was nothing but a test, but again, it drew suspicion. All right, and they had Kamala Harris winning the election. All right, so you know, between the burnt ballot boxes and the ABC News doing some kind of simulation, testing their system, again, released the presidential candidate winner. And again, that caused some suspicion. So basically, you know, what they're doing is, you know, in my eyes, they're just how should I say, what's the word, antagonizing you people out there. You know, they're playing you like a fiddle, and they're the ones really stirring up the pot. I mean, by they, I'm talking about your government. All right, the government is behind causing you know, a certain anxiety about the choice. And you know, of course, every year, every single 4 years, and when it gets down to getting close to make that, you know, make the decision made known to the country, you know, there's always some kind of problem with the you know, electoral process every 4 years, man. So it never fails. All right. So again, you know, a true man of the Lord, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. All right. We know that at the end of the day, that they're instigating a civil unrest. They're instigating civil war, civil unrest. All right. They want problems, man. They want problems. Okay. Remember, problem, reaction, solution, going back to the Hegelian dialectic. All right. So, matter of fact, let's read something on the burnt ballot boxes real quick. I'm just going to pick any article. Let's see what this one is. This is a radio. Let's see. This is from 7 days ago. All right. This is from the Nightly. And it says, ballot box burnt. All right. Washington. Excuse me. Hold up. Washington early votes. Box set on fire and destroyed in suspected arson. All right. Let's just read a little bit. It says, fires are starting across America as ballot box burnings increase ahead of the November 5th U.S. election. Remember, this was last Monday, 7 days ago. A Washington state ballot box used to collect early votes was set on fire on Monday in a suspected arson, which the FBI was investigating, local police said. Footage from local news outlet Cat2 showed smoke pouring out of a Vancouver, Washington ballot box with multiple ballots appearing to be in flames. The box had not been emptied since 8 a.m. on a Sunday local time, and hundreds of ballots were destroyed, the nation said, citing local officials. Unlike Australia, America uses unsupervised official ballot drop boxes where Americans can submit their early vote in post-box-like structure. They are then able to check the status of their vote online to ensure it has been received. Okay, so again, that first sentence here, it says, unlike Australia, America uses matter of fact, let's highlight that. Unsupervised official ballot drop boxes. Why would you let that happen, right? Why would there be a you know, out of all the problems that happen every year with you know, putting in your ballot, why would it be unsupervised, right? They want it that way. All right, they want problems. They want problems. Okay, because when they create the problems, they have a predicted reaction because they study people by psyops, and then they get to bring their solution, which is ultimately order, which is a martial law order, right? They want to shut down America, man. But anyway, it says Vancouver Police Department said it responded to arson attack 4 a.m. right on Monday and removed a suspicious device. This was last Monday. All right. All right. So that was one article. Again, you know, this is suspicious, man. A week from, which was again last Monday, 1 week prior to the election choice, you know, which is ultimately tomorrow, you have burnt ballot boxes. Okay, you have ABC News all of a sudden revealing, you know, the presidential candidate winner. You know, all these malfunctions were a week before um, the president choice. And my point is, it's being done on purpose. All right, to stir up the people, to stir up, to get you wild up. You know, boil. You know, get these people boiled up for a big confrontation, man, which is civil war or civil unrest. Okay, here's how Salt Lake County ballot boxes are protected from fire. Well, that was in something else. All right, so we see if I get something else on here. All right, so we got the point on that. So let's go to the National Guard. All right, this is from CNN News. It says National Guard. This is from Tuesday. All right, which is excuse me, not Tuesday, November 2nd, on Saturday. So National Guard troops on standby in Washington State, Oregon, and Nevada have as a precaution for potential election unrest. Let's read a little bit. It says ahead of potential civil unrest due to Tuesday's presidential election, which is tomorrow, the National Guard is on standby as precaution in several states, including Washington State and Oregon, where hundreds of ballots were damaged or destroyed after at least 3 ballot drop boxes were recently set on fire. Almost all the ballots set ablaze on Monday were in drop box in Vancouver, Washington, while most ballots in drop box in Portland, Oregon survived a fire set on the same day. It says the election official said the incidents are believed to be connected to a third fire on October 8th, also in Vancouver. Portland police released physical description of a suspect that said they have not identified him. Okay. Okay, now that was enough on that. We don't need to read their, you know, false stories, but again, just reading, you know, these you know, this article showing you again that what they're expecting some, which they're really antagonizing anyway. Okay. Precaution for potential election unrest. You know what? Let's get a little bonus. Let's get a little bonus news up in here, and let's look up ABC. Let's look up ABC News leak, presidential leak. News president leak. Leak when maybe an article will come up. Okay, here we go. It's first one right here. Oh, nope. Let's see what we can get here. There we go. All right, another story, right? It says here, ABC station mistakenly airs election results, declaring Harris winner of key swing states, right? So yeah, it was key swing states that they were saying that she was winner of. Also, an ABC station ignited a flurry of conspiracy theories after it aired what appeared to be an official election results of Pennsylvania that showed Kamala Harris easily winning the key swing state more than a week before Election Day. The shocking result popped up at the bottom of the screen during Sunday's broadcast of the Formula One Mexico Grand Prix. It says it showed Vice President capturing 52% of the votes compared to 47% of the Republican challenger, Donald Trump, with 100% of the precincts reporting. It says WNEP TV said the results came up on the screen in error, and that they had been randomly generated as part of a test ahead of November 5th election. So yeah, they said they were randomly testing it. Testing what? Randomly, it was randomly generated as part of a test of before the election. So that's what WNEP TV says, right, about that leak that had a president-elect, not president-elect, but Kamala Harris, winning some key swing states. This is a quote. Those numbers should not have appeared on the screen. It was an error by WNEP that they did. The station told the Daily Mail, which has reported the story. Okay, so that was it for that. Okay, and like I said, again, with the National Guard over there in Oregon or Washington State, you got the National Guard and troops over there in Michigan, right? Because they're doing precautions, again, expecting civil unrest based for tomorrow. Okay, so that's really happening. Like, I read this article here, and then again you had MSNBC, not MSNBC, I'm sorry, what was the station we just read? A news station which is connected to ABC News. They just revealed someone who just won, the president who just won, or elected president, right? So on and so forth. So this all proved that there's some fishy going on, and then they're tampering again, as usual, every 4 years with these votes. But really, they're tampering with the minds of the people, to get you riled up, and it's working. All right. So let me see where I wanted to go. So basically, I just want to go to 2nd Ezra. Okay, I got 2 scriptures I want to share. Okay, 2nd Ezra 16, but the points in I think, where is it at? 12. Salakia. Yeah, the points in like 28. All right, so we're going to start from verse 1. I'm going to go down. And it's kind of spiritual because Pastor Har, we just did 2nd Ezra 16th chapter after camp Saturday. So There's some he's always been talking about. There's some that all the Akim are bringing out, because, we are in the time of 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. It's happening now. All right. So let's read the prophecy. It says 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Okay, Babylon, which we always bring out, goes back to the word Babel, which means confusion. All right, there's no other country in the world by far that compares to the confusion philosophies and order of America. All right, you have people, politicians, senators, people with PhDs and so-called leaders of your country, right, who can't even define what a woman is, who can't define what a man is. All right, so come on, man, that's confusion. Okay. Asia, will be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. All right, that's all represents America. All right, all these wicked kingdoms combined in one. Babylon the Great. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry for your destructions at hand. Yeah, because the Lord's telling you, look, man, it's over. All right, because the Lord's bringing destruction to Babylon the Great, like it's prophesied in the scriptures. All right, Revelation 17 and 18. So the Lord's saying, bewail. All right, get ready for pain and anguish and crying. All right, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it has begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? So the answer is no, man. Okay. Any of these things you can't turn back. Once it happens, it happens. Okay, once an arrow is shot, all right, there's no stopping that arrow, especially from not a regular archer, but a strong archer, a professional archer, right? Like a Robin Hood. Can you imagine stopping a Robin Hood arrow? Good luck. Or a sharpshooter, right? Or hungry lion. All these examples, you can't turn away. So again, it says, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? All right, the answer is no, because all these things are happening, right? Which is basically civil unrest, economy just plummeting downhill, the morals of the people plummeting downhill, violence, everything, everywhere you look in the sector of life, right, is just going down, right? Because we're in that time. That's prophecy. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? It says, the Lord shall hearken, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? And like we're talking about at camp, which is one of my favorite scriptures, to show that the Lord, he's going to be proving that the Most High is going to be in the midst of that destruction as well. Because when you're in the presence of the Most High, what is the outcome of that? You being beaten to powder. All right, so that proves that the Lord's going to be in the fire of those nuclear missile detonation, because the result is what? Powder, dust, right? So the power of the Lord, and look, when the nuclear missiles pop off, man, we're talking about another stratosphere of power, which the world has never seen. All right, atomic, like 20 times more. I mean, one nuclear missile is 20 times more powerful than atomic power. All right, and it's prophesied 200 million missiles will be shot down here in Babylon. It says the earth quaketh. You see, the earth quaketh, right? Because when these missiles or the Lord's reaches the Lord's wrath, shoot down on Babylon, is going to feel like an earthquake around the world. The scriptures do say the earth should rock to and fro like a drunkard, right? It says the foundations thereof. Yeah, the foundations of the earth. It said the sea arises up with waves from the deep. Yeah, like there's going to be tsunamis happening. And the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes there will also be before the Lord, before the glory of his power. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So I was talking about the nuclear missiles, all right? Because one arrow, one missiles can travel from one continent to the other. That's what they're called, intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? Continent to continent. So one side from one end of the world to the other, shut out the silos, right? Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Yeah, so look, all these things that are happening, they're plagues upon the world, right? And they're not going to stop happening until the Lord comes back. It says the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. That's right. All right, so these fires are not going to be put out. It's just going to intensify, okay? And ultimately to nuclear fire, intensify the nuclear war. Like as an arrow which is shot off of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Right, which proves reincarnation, like we always bring out. Okay, why would Ezra say, woe is me, who's going to deliver me in those days? Why? Because he's going to be back. That's why. I mean, it doesn't make sense for him to just say that and see a prophecy and say, who's going to save me in those days? He knew he was going to be back in the latter days. Why? Because the prophets know about reincarnation. The believers, the people of the Lord know about reincarnation, man, because it's in the scriptures. All right, the Lord set up life that way. Anyway, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. That's right. So famines, right? Great starvation around the world. That's there on purpose to correct people, to reprove them. Plagues are sent for a correction. Tribulation and trouble. So all this trouble is happening, all this mayhem and trouble going on all over the world is for an amendment, is for a correction that the Most High is doing. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. Yeah. So even though the Lord's sending all these hurricanes and tornadoes to destroy Florida and North Carolina and floodings, earthquakes, all these things that the Lord is doing through nature, also through nations, through war, through the economy, all these things that the Lord is doing, you're still not going to be mindful, right? These people still not going to be mindful of it like the Lord is doing it. You're still not going to turn from your wickedness, right? They're still not considering the Lord's behind all this, right? It says, behold, the victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Yeah, so get used to that. Like, confusion is going to rise too. People are going to, that's another great point. Well, that's another great prophecy of the Lord, that people are going to be more confused as days go on. All right, because you're not going to know what the hell's going on out there. Right? For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And it says, and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. See, so the Lord keeps reiterating, man, over and over. He's gonna cause a great famine, man, all around the world. The Lord ain't playing, man. He keeps talking about this famine. Okay. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities there shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there should be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, and in the clefts of the rocks, as in the orchard of olives. Upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Let me just get to the point. There was one point I was trying to get to. Hold up. Verse 28. For a city there should be. Excuse me, that's not it. All right, Salak. We'll just finish up here. Just one more verse. It says, Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. Right? And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Right? O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Right? So this is what we're going into. We're coming into the time where, we're going to be, not in a set place. Society is going to break down. We might have to be off the grid. We might be in, pretty much in the wilderness. And, this is where it says the Lord, get ready for the battle, because, the Lord's going to make us pilgrims on earth. Basically, the definition of pilgrim is basically a man of the Lord wandering, the land, causing miracles, in a foreign land, making miracles. So, pretty soon the Lord's going to use, that's the next step, that as society breaks down, there will be miracles performed by the men of the Lord, being pilgrims and healing people in their travels. All right, to waking up the elect. All right. And again, what's that? It says, what is it right here? Yeah, it says, but behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. All right, so all these things are happening because the Lord is making this happen. All right, as far as the tomorrow, the big day tomorrow, the controversy with these burnt ballot boxes, as you see here. All right. This is suspicious stuff, man. Okay. So again, we know overall that this is being kind of manipulated. There's a psyop on the people, and even if something doesn't pop off tomorrow, which they might, make it pretty dramatic and not give you the winner tomorrow or in a few days. The bottom line is that after tomorrow, man, or it's just been getting worse. All right. Especially after tomorrow, I think there's going to, we're going to reach another stratosphere of violence. So I believe every week, exponentially every week, violence will rise exponentially every week, and you're going to hear about, Trump supporters and Kamala Kamala Harris supporters doing things on both sides, lighting cars on fire or throwing bricks with notes on them, you know, beating up people who are not voting for their party, you know, things of that nature. So Republicans against Democrats, you know, so it's just going to escalate, and you're going to hear that more in the news because, you know, overall they're going to have to bring order. You know, they're going to have to bring order, which is that martial law, which they want. We've been prophesying about martial law. All right. And let me see. I did want to get oh yeah, and as far as just want to get this point real quick. And as far as Jake is concerned, you know, as you know, we're not supposed to be voting for another king anyway, another nation to be our leader, right? So you Israelites out there, you know, you are not supposed to be voting. You're supposed to be voting and putting your ballot in for Yahweh Shai to return, not you know, your fake leaders. Anyway, Deuteronomy 17:14, it reads, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, thou shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose, of one from among thy brethren, right? Shalt thou set king over thee. So yes, first of all, the Lord's going to choose our king, which is ultimately King Yahushua and King David, right? But also when the Lord gives us a king or a leader, it's from our nation, it's from our brethren, right? It says, thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Stranger is from another land, which is not of the nation of Israel. All right. So we're not supposed, as Israelites, you are not supposed to be voting for another nation to be your leader. We're reading it right here. Okay, in Deuteronomy 17, verse 15. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Okay, and we already know the famous scripture. The Lord said, when a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom is not going to stand. It's going to become desolate. So you're doomed from the beginning, man. All right, and again, burnt ballot boxes. Yeah, we know that the result is not going to turn over well. There's going to be civil unrest. There's going to be election violence or election unrest, and overall also all being designed and done by the how should I say, the people who are you know, antagonizing us, which are your elites. You know, they want problems to happen so they can bring the solution. All right. Anyway, America's going down, and just want to kind of just expound on this. You know, being tomorrow's a big day. I just expect things to get worse. We're so bad that we're going to need a savior. All right, which only the elect will be saved from the destruction. So with that, I would like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kokodash, Shalom. All right, double honors to the apostles of GMS, double honors to the CT bishops of GMS, our big Akim, and Shalom to you, Akim, in this country and all over the world, prophesying the true name of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Shalom.